Hmm. That's very interesting. So, so what you mentioned about the zodiac, I mean, of course, to many evangelical, charismatic Pentecostal Christians, this is like a no-go. You know, this is like occult, and the zodiacs, they're like they're used for astrology and for fortune telling, and so, or even if we take the term New Age, you know, or the Age of Aquarius. I mean, this is all, no, this is New Age stuff. We don't want to have anything to do with it. So I I guess sometimes that is also challenging if you start to speak about those things and teach about those things. And but still, as you said, it's in the Bible, and most people don't even recognize it.
So the constellations, I mean, like, there's nothing demonic about stars in the sky. God created them, right?
Yeah.
Not only did God create them, he created them for a purpose, for two purposes, as signs and to mark seasons,
Yeah.
right? And they're used as signs a lot in the Bible, especially in the apocalyptic passages. You know, in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, a woman with a crown of 12 stars, clothed with the sun and the moon below her feet. That is the constellation Virgo, very clearly. Anybody who knows the constellation Virgo sees that instantly. So I saw a sign in the sky, a star sign,
Of course.
a constellation. It's a constellation Virgo. And she's clothed with the sun, with the moon below her feet, and she's giving birth to a child. Do you know that during the season that Jesus was conceived and born, in the constellation Virgo, the sun entered her. She became pregnant with the sun. The moon was below her feet. It was happening in the heavens. God, like, Jesus' birth was not an accident. It had been planned from before the creation of the universe.
Wow.
The whole universe is like a giant prophetic clock counting down to God's plan of the ages. Jesus was born, as the book of Galatians says, when the time was right. God sent his son, born of a virgin, born under the law, born of the constellation Virgo, born in the constellation Leo in Judea under the law, you know? And it's interesting that the Old Covenant age, the constellation that was predominant at the time was the constellation Aries, the ram. It was the age of Aries. And the age of Aries began at the time of Abraham, and it ended in AD 70 when the temple was destroyed. Now, just think about the time of Abraham. He's going to sacrifice Isaac, but he says, the Lord shall provide a ram. And then he sees a ram caught in the thickets by its horns, and he sacrifices the ram as a scapegoat instead of Isaac. And that begins the age of Aries, the age of the sacrificial system. And that goes all the way, it begins to decline about 3 BC, it's beginning to decline. But by 70 AD, it's gone. That the Aries is no longer visible on the horizon. It's gone. That age is gone. And the temple was gone, the altar was gone, the sacrificial system was gone, the priesthood was gone, the law was gone, it was all gone.
That's so
right. And in the book of Hebrews, he says that the old covenant is already passing away, and it will soon disappear. It hadn't fully disappeared. The constellation Aries was already declining, but it hadn't fully disappeared, but it soon would. And when it did, the whole of the old covenant system disappeared with it. Now, the age that Jesus ushered in is the age of power.
I would like to put that question to the end, because now you said every age, if an age changes, then there's upheaval, there's uproar, there's change going on. And so now we are in such a time, I feel. Now, especially with the very, very specific things that are going on right now. I don't know if it's happening in every place, but in Germany, so many people speak things like nothing will be like it has been before. this kind of speak. And also, obviously, it's not only the pandemic, but it's also other stuff. Like if you are a bit observant of the things that are going on, like the economy is really, really shaking, and political systems are shaking, and so it seems that there is this kind of upheaval right now. So the question would be: Are we in the time of a change of an age?
So this is a topic that makes futurism look attractive to people.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, people who, like preterists or people with a more victorious view, very often don't even have an answer to this question.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you understand the age